Kathy Vick, Deeply Awake. I figured I'd just record this next part. So, I understand that I don't have to push myself tonight. I figured there'd be a grind. But the fever that was on me and in me that made nothing else as important just isn't there anymore. And I really just want to go to bed after feeling blessed here and imagine beautiful things and let that take me away. So I give you permission. I give you permission. I give me permission to get out of my way and show the honor this is due, because I want a blessing. And I really want to stand in full recognition of myself tonight. And I think that's best done tonight, after this process, to just do what I've learned to do, and that is to speak in this way. So, full permission. Always. Always. And so, okay. We are still quite moved. It just seems to be something that is large and therefore nearly immovable, which just means that we become it and move through it, and I'm grateful for it. It's massive. This wall of grace and understanding and recognition, as if the sparkly part merges and is found legitimate in a way that is indisputable, indestructible, and it is simply quite moving to watch as it proceeds. It is not simple explanations coming together to make a cohesive structure. It is far larger. It is organic. Difficult to had the nursing passion that is that is contaminated in a way. This is not the right word, but it's so slow moving and dualistic and so missing the mark. But there's so much that did not. They got through. And this is stunning that the metaphysician's life is gaining in strength as all else is fading. And this is a process which is nearly complete and energetically, however, will it take time to travel through the consciousness. It is a result of the increasing of the light quotient, we say. We gave it treatment which is done, say, the QHHT, often the what is called SC, says simply that they are working on it, just as we are working on it. And you can tell that the old one here, it is good. It is quite a portal to now we say that the pupil of the eye is wide open. And why would this be helpful for you? Well, is it not true that you have seen these meditations written about in the SA? You were not let in for the mechanics, the event. When you read, you are reading commentary, explanation, and we say quite clear, but application. This is what you're watching, but this is different. On the video, this is different. This is what you are seeing is what leads to the time of active application, you see. For all the endeavor, there is much reflection, redetermination, evaluation, and at times it is like flogging, but most of the time it is reviewed for future endeavor and to explain to self or consciousness how things are going, or how they flow, and why this, why now, why this, why now, why not, like that, why 9090909. And so what we say is that this idea of the proof, this is what we taught her. All we taught her, you get in front of camera and you sit down and you will be talking about this proof. It's all just proof, and it is good, and you feel better. It is like a healing, and then you go to bed and you just enjoy. However, you see things 2 nights before bed, like the old days, and then you sleep, and then it's different tomorrow. You just wait. wait to sleep. But we want to talk because this has been a long process, and it is something too nice to be able to watch as one person consolidates. We say this was a tremendous consolidation, quite profound and very, very large. To have it on film, well, that's good. It would not have been written about as it was happening, you see. This is the idea. This is the idea. We understand. You might think this is too personal for you. How can you possibly apply this? Well, we would say, you do not know this one. If you do, consider yourself quite lucky. Do you want to know why? We tell you. There is no one. There is no one. This one sees, speaks with, our dear ones, loves, who she does not love with all of her heart. She knows you to be blameless. She knows you to be pure and like a child, a friend, a treasure. Dear one, spend 5 minutes, you know. Perhaps it was this she was claiming as hers. Finally, do you think possibly, due to the massive size of what she was moving through, do you think possibly this could have been what she was aware of? Cloaked in talk of New Age, sure. Tarot, all that stuff. Yes, it's important to own it. It's important to claim it as self, as something that you. We are not talking about one divination technique. We are talking about galactic history, quantum mechanics, as you call it. Theories of consciousness which are not yet available to the humankind, but serve as disinfectant. They are curative for many. Consider it quantum. Psychology. This study of coherence. Find you an impossible thing. To appreciate other worldly wisdom from one who weeps, well then you miss out, don't you? That's a function of your restriction and limitation, also known as a filter. If you would feel with your heart, huh? It does not take we would say that it is very clear we hold things that are very helpful. So judging, well, that's okay. It limits though how much you take from the discussion. This is why we were very effective in writing, moving her to tears with these feelings. Truly do not have words with which descriptions are easily accessible to many. There are times we feel we could just sit, look into camera and then post it, and you would get the same amount of healing. Loving as we love, knowing what we know. However, that does not honor you. Not best. So we speak and we say, it is important to express love always. However, what is most important is to really understand truly embody self-acceptance, self-knowledge, self-expression, self-awareness, self-acceptance, self-acceptance, self-acceptance. Otherwise the whiles go on and on and on and on and on, as do the projections. Coming into self-loving, self-approving of self, regardless. This other falls away in this most holy of temples. Understanding fundamentally there is someone thinking the thought, "Oh God in heaven, I am all alone." How else would you know such a thought was being thunk? This is a simple thing, one that is easily pointed out, and then people go, "Oh, hey, you're right. That's weird." That explains how my foot could at one time be 3 inches long, and now look at them. I got to go to special shop. So the thing is, I remember this foot. I broke it one time. Really understand what you are saying to yourself. Saying to yourself? What does that imply, dear one? Think it through. Who is saying what to whom? implied in this language is there is a silent watcher, or perhaps a terrified commentator, a disempowered decision maker, a disheartened and exhausted healer. Who knows of all of these expressions? Who? How could the healer know of the others? Well, we would suggest he doesn't. She doesn't. Because she doesn't think about it. He doesn't give it a thought. There was one who checked out the book on meteors when young, just learning 6, 7 years, and this one went on and became a scientist in a laboratory, and this one developed cancer and was placed on the hospice and recently died. They had different presentations throughout, different struggles, different demands, and yet. And the one who expressed at 6 was not making decisions at the level of a 6-year-old when reconciling life and death issues. We bring this up to help, just to remind there's a delicacy to thinking things through and savoring the experience. Not to confound and not to create this equilibrium, however. Yes, it's more pointed out obvious. But by so doing, we say, the obvious became more and more plain, highly activating to know there was only one who was with this one lifetime to lifetime. A safety came over her she had never known, because he knew intuitively it was true. There was something larger watching it all and loving it all and protecting it all and thinking it all up and making sure it's beautiful. This little consolation when in confusion, when in misunderstanding. But we tell you, it's possible to know quiet in the midst of chaos and to know abundance, true, verdant abundance, with pockets nearly empty of change. Not mental trickery. Simply understanding energetics do you think? There is no such thing as balance. Are you convinced symmetry is unavailable? Convinced as you are in conflict being a way to gain peace. There are other ways that are perhaps a bit more elegant, and in the end they are more direct. We feel it time. We feel it time to we prefer to not go away too far. We pull away a bit, so she may say a few words, and then we will come back. This is an energy which is highly soothing, and it is not a hardship to bring through. It neither is an escape. The farthest thing from an escape from reality, you say. We will allow this to be published because there are those who have such moments and don't have video recorder, but know when a shift is occurring, they know how to ride the current. We have often called them surfers. So much ocean metaphor. We will put up the trash because it's a good one, and its time is now. Actually, it's quite perfect. The one before you is convinced this will look like renting and leaving of perhaps an incoherent type, and we caution her that this judgment may simply be a protected fear. Embodying such love, knowing such love, being such love. Well, can you not see? Resistance is commensurate with the beauty of message. It needed to come in slowly. Can you see why? Day by day, week by week, month by month, and we say year by year and decade by decade. Forever amplifying, and with warps, with periods of trial and fertility. Always so close, but always such a wonderful mirror. Wonderful. And so, yes, 4 years writing and 6 weeks complete tonight of an active formation of reality from atomic to cellular to tissue, and quite simply beyond. There is a library which allows this sort of message to stand as one of beauty, vulnerability, honesty, there's much to be proud of, much that has gone overlooked, unsung, unrecognized and unacknowledged by the ones who she cherishes. But knowing full well these messages are for an even closer family who is awakened and we are so grateful for this awakening. There's evidence all around, far more than simple synchronicity, we say. Those with eyes to see and ears to hear and hearts to listen know we are underway. Hold fast to the love you have for yourself. Even if all you can muster tonight is to say one or two kind words to yourself as you fall asleep. If the self-punishments are hard, if the fears are strong, if the anxieties are visceral, and the misunderstandings appear or are lethal, well, welcome home. You are loved and you are supported. You are encouraged. And you are perfect. Perfect. Be kind to self. Say one nice thing to self. Start there. Suspend the judgment you may feel from others, or the words you may have for self, just for a bit. And if you cannot, you could ask for help. You could ask whether it's even possible, this relief. If so, how? If so, when? If so, show me. If so, prove it. Just start there. Start by saying, prove it. In the end, proof becomes something other than what it is at the beginning. And that's all we wish to say about that. Proof at this level is about cracking the disbelief inherent in the system and assisting with moving to a place of just being more comfortable with the veil being thinner. Yes, too close. We often had a metaphor of the head being in a sack, dark, and then pinpricks of light were coming in on their own, and then pretty soon it made bigger and bigger hole, and then it was burnt off. One time she felt herself as a big house, and she understood she went around and looked. The lights were on, and she noticed that all the light switches had that soft black electrical tape hanging from the switches. She had gone around and taped all the switches down, and then complained for a long time. She complained and argued and screamed and yelled and jumped up and down. And one by one the light switches got found, and here we are. And the house is brightly lit tonight, and we are at peace, loving self, and in a brand new way. Okay. We say good night. We are happy with our work, and we deem this complete. When we return, she will be writing as she sees fit, and we will be delivering messages to you here, and then transcribed as we see fit. We need assistance or something. We're not sure. Transcription is going to be a big job, but it must be done. Oh, well, that is a stray thought. One said, actually, with much enthusiasm, it truly sounds like bliss to the one before you. She's, this is her smile, sneaking through. Oh boy, golly, that sounds like fun. I can hardly wait. So, okay, but with that we close. Enjoy, which is the natural state of creation and full activation, attainment, embodiment.